Greetings, Honorable Minister of Transport, Ms. Sindisiwe Chikunga. I go by the name of Emmanuel Ntsokozisikwala. I'm here to present about the MESA. So, I'm here to present mobility as a service. So, mobility as a service integrates various transportation services into a single digital platform, aiming to improve urban mobility, reduce congestion, and provide sustainable transportation options. In South Africa, rapid urbanization and population growth have strained existing transportation infrastructure, making mobility as a service a compelling solution. Mobility as a service in a developing country. South Africa is one of the countries that is still developing. Mobility as a service is a concept that integrates various forms of transportation services into a single mobility solution accessible of demand through a digital platform. It aims to provide users with seamless, convenient, and sustainable transportation options, reducing reliance on private vehicles and improving urban mobility. In introduction to MES, in in South Africa, which is one of the developing country, where urbanization and population growth strain existing transportation infrastructure, MES presents an opportunity to address mobility challenges efficiently. Mobility, mobility as a service presents an opportunity to address mobility challenges efficiently. Mobility as a service platforms typically offer a range of transportation modes, including public transit, ride sharing, bike sharing, and macro mobility options like electronic scooters. Now, to continue, and so in the mess industry, so now what is needed, we need to identify the stakeholders. So who are stakeholders in this particular um industry? So as mobility as a service. So the stakeholders are: number one, we have government agencies. Department of Transport is responsible for formulating transportation policies and regulations, including those related to mass implementation. Municipal authorities, local government bodies oversee urban planning, infrastructure development, and public transportation services in the capital city. Regulatory bodies, entities are responsible for overseeing and enforcing regulations related to transportation, data privacy, and consumer protection. Public transit operators, bus rapid transit, systems operators of existing systems within the city, which are key components of the public transit network. Train operators, train operators, entities managing computer rail services connecting various parts of the city and its suburbs. Minibus tax associations representing informal minibus tax operations which play a significant role in urban transportation. So, continue from identifying stakeholders. So, electronic scooters companies, operators of electronic scooters sharing services for short distance traveling in cities, like technology company. Technology companies, app developers create mass platform in mobile app for transportation booking. Because now, as this is a new development that is still introduced here in South Africa. So now we need to have apps when where you need to go somewhere, you'll be able just to go using the technology. So we also need payment gateway providers, offer digital payment solutions, seamless fair payments, and we have financial institutions. We have financial institutions, investors and founders, entities providing funding and investment for the MES projects, including government trades, venture capital, and international development agencies. Community organizations and advocacy groups. Transportation advocacy groups, organizations advocating for equitable access to transportation services and representing the interest of menagerized co- communities. Environmental NGOs, groups promoting sustainable transportation solutions and advocating for initiatives to reduce traffic congestion and carbon emission. Lastly, under identifying stakeholder, we have potential users like city residents, including commuters, commuters and residents of surrounding suburbs who will benefit from improved urban mobility and transportation options. So it will be easy for them when urban residents are going maybe into the mall. It will be easy for them just to get the transport. So tourists and visitors to the city who may use the MES platform for navigating the city and accessing various attractions and amenities. Now, going to the second part. So, the needs assessment. The needs assessment, we have existing transportation infrastructure. So here we evaluate the condition and coverage of public transit systems, including buses, trains, and informal minibuses, mini taxis, to identify areas of improvement and integration into the MES platform, assessing the availability and accessibility of bike sharing and electric scooter services, including their distribution across the city and capability with existing infrastructure. Number two, we have traffic congestion and mobility challenges. So, analyzing traffic patterns and congestion hotspots within the capital city to prioritize routes and transportation modes for integration into the MES platform. Now we identify areas with high demand for first and last mile connectivity solutions to address accessible challenges for residents and visitors. User demographics and behavior. Here we understand the demographic profile of potential MES users, including commuters, tourists, residents of different socio-economic backgrounds, conduct surveys or focus groups to gather insight into user preferences, travel habits, and willingness to adapt new transportation solutions. Now we are moving to number four, under needs assessment. Digital connectivity and accessibility, and we have regulatory policy, environmental and sustainability considerations, financial visibility, and sustainability. Number three, we have economic visibility. Economic visibility, market analysis, assessing the demand for MES services among residents and visitors, considering factors such as population density, commuting patterns, and existing transportation options. Technique feasibility, Technology assessment evaluates the technical requirements for developing and implementing the MES platform, including software development, data improvement, and integration with existing transportation systems. Operational feasibility, stakeholder engagement, assessing the willingness and capacity of key stakeholders, including government agencies, transportation providers, and technology companies, to collaborate on the implementation of the MES projects. Regulatory feasibility, legal and regulatory framework, review existing laws and regulations governing transportation, data privacy, and digital commerce to identify potential regulatory barriers and compliance requirements for the MES project. So this is the project. It's a project that need to be implemented, that need to be regulated, that need to be done so that users can get access to it. Moving to number 4. Now we're identifying risk identification. Under risk identification, number 1, we have infrastructure limitation. So we have a risk. On infrastructure limitation, risk inadequate transportation infrastructure, including road networks and public transit systems, may hinder the effectiveness of MES. Mitigation strategy, prioritize infrastructure development projects alongside MES implementation, work closely with government agencies to allocate resources and coordinate infrastructure improvements to support MES operations. Moving to digital divide. Disparities in digital literacy and smartphone access could exclude segments of the population from using the MES platform. Moving to regulatory challenges. So complex regulatory environments, including data privacy laws and transportation regulations, may delay or complicate the launch of the MES platform. Moving to financial feasibility. Uncertain revenue streams and high front cost for infrastructure and technology investment may pose financial risk to the sustainability of the MES platforms. Moving to security and privacy concerns. Data breaches Data breaches or misuse of personal information could erode user trust and expose the MES platform to legal liabilities. Moving to user adoption and behavior change. Resident to change and reliance on traditional transportation habits may impede user adoption of the MES platform. Moving to project initiation breakdown. Under project initiation breakdown, we need to define project scope. Under project scope, that way we identify transportation modes to be integrated, determine geographic coverage, define target user groups, establish key objectives. Then number 2, we have stakeholder engagement. Under the stakeholder engagement, we have identified key stakeholders as we did identify on the first one. Then now we have development, then we have development community plan. Number 3, we have project team formation, where we identify project team members, define roles and responsibilities, form project governance structure. Number 4, we have budget estimation. Here we estimate project expenses, identify funding sources, develop budget plan. Number 5, we have regulatory and legal consideration, where we identify regulatory requirements, ensure compliance, establish partnership with regulatory bodies. Number 6, we have technology assessment and vendor selection. assessing existing technology solutions, evaluate potential technology vendors, select technology partners. Number six, now we are doing a project plan because everything has a plan, and this is a project. So under project plan number one, we have phase one, planning and preparation. It will take 12 weeks. These tasks are what are define project scope, objectives, and deliverables. Conduct stakeholder analysis and identify key stakeholders. Develop a project team structure and allocate resources. Conduct a needs assessment and analysis of existing transportation systems. Then we have phase two, which is technology development. Technology development will take 24 weeks. Under technology development, we have tasks like conduct a technology assessment and select the mass platform, the mass platform solution. Develop and customize the mass platform, including mobility, including mobile applications and backed systems. Then phase three, we have implementation, which which will take 16 weeks. Under it, we identify the pilot deployment areas and select a device group of users for testing. Then we launch the platform pilot in selected areas and monitor user adoption and feedback. Then we collect data on user behavior, transportation usage patterns, and platform performance. Then phase four, we have full-scale deployment, which will take 36 weeks. Under it, we expand the coverage of the mass platform to the entire city and surrounding areas. For example, in Johannesburg, in a CBD of Johannesburg, then that way we expand the coverage of mass platform to the entire of it. Then we integrate additional transportation modes and service providers into the MES platform, implement last mile connectivity solutions to address transportation gaps and improve accessibility. Then we have resource allocation. Now, it is important in a project that we have resources because without resources, the project cannot continue. That will lead to a failure of a project. So that is why we need resource allocation. So resource allocation, we will start with human resources. Like in human resources, we'll need project management team, software developers, data analysts, user experience designers, marketing specialists, and customer support staff. Then we will have financial resources where we need to budget allocation for technology development, marketing, operations, and ongoing maintenance. And then we will have what time, how long our project will take. So the overall project may spend approximately to 88 weeks. That is 22 months. From planning to full scale deployment, with each phase elapsing to some extent. Then now moving to execution strategy. So we adapt on agile project management approach to allow for feasibility and adaptation to changing requirements and stakeholders' feedback. And then we prioritize collaboration and communication among stakeholders. To conclude, implementing mobility, to conclude, implementing MES in South Africa requires collaboration among stakeholders. Through planning and adapting execution with the right strategy and commitment, MES can revolutionize urban mobility, making transportation more efficient, accessible, and sustainable.